It's the Dead Set Legends. It's Saturday morning sport and loads more with Adrian Barrich, Angela San and Andrew Embley from the West Coast Eagles joining us this morning as well. As we said, talking about the latest Lance Armstrong drug allegations from the cycling world a little bit later on this hour. And Jeff Tuvey for Manly talking about the big match coming up at Patterson Stadium against the New Zealand Warriors. But something very, very different on the show. Right now, we're talking about pole dancing, guys. Can't believe it.
And the reason we're doing that is because apparently Western Australia is we are the best at pole dancing.
Are we really?
We have had for the last 4 years. We've basically won everything. And Jacinta is. I think that she's only got one name. Jacinta is joining us on the line to talk about that. Miss Pole Dance Australia and the WA Heats are on next Saturday. Jacinta, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Why is Western Australia, why is Perth so good at pole dancing?
I think because we have the premier dancing school in the world. We have Bobby's Pole Studio, which is an international franchise, and that's headed up by Bobby herself. And the Perth studio is run by her sister Kim, and she's just fantastic. She is just an amazing dancer, an amazing manager, and she just pulls everything together. So she really runs a fantastic program for pole dancing.
Now, Jacinta, what made you get into pole dancing?
Well, a few years ago, I was a couch potato,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought to myself, I really need to get back into shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I dragged my mum along to a class.
Your mum went along?
Yeah, I didn't tell her what it was. I just told her it was dancing.
Uh-huh.
And so when she walked in, she got a bit of a surprise. But she loved it. We both loved it. And I've been hooked ever since. And that was 6.5 years ago.
So can anyone do pole dancing?
Yeah, absolutely anyone. Any age, any size, anyone that wants to try it.
So Jacinta, it's obviously a bit different from the sort of public image of pole dancing, really, isn't it? What you're talking about here, you're talking about more exercise than, when I say pole dancing to you, you think
what are you thinking about?
It's salacious and a bit that sort of thing. But it's not quite that, is it?
Men's club.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, you don't see a lot of pole dancing in the men's clubs. The girls tend to use it just to help them stand up from the floor usually. But some of them do the pole dance. But yeah, what we do in the studio is more athletic based. It's more about dancing. And it's very, very aerial. So you spend a lot of the time hanging upside down.
And that must be tough.
Yeah, well,
haven't
some of you ended up in Cirque
du Soleil.
Yes, Felix Kane, she was one of our teachers in Perth until she got picked up by Cirque du Soleil. She's also the world champion 2 times running.
Is that right? And you've even got your own shoes, haven't you? I was amazed that you can have pole dancing shoes, Embers.
Yeah,
I've
got my business selling my shoes.
Now, Jacinta, what I want to know is, are there any male pole dancers, or is it just a female sport?
No, we do have some male students, and male pole dancing is definitely on the rise around the world. So yeah, like I said, anyone can do it. So they do come in. They do find it a lot harder than they expected. There's a lot of upper body strength involved. There's a lot of skin burn involved.
We might have to get the Eagles down there, Embers.
We might have to do it. So Bobby's Pole Studio is the place to go, Jacinta. That's where we have to head to.
I'll teach the boys how to pole dance.
No, what I want to see is Barra on a pole. Now that would be classic.
You'd need a very strong pole. That's all I can say, Jacinta. Hey, Jacinta, as we let you go, there's a big push for, and this is true, for pole dancing to be admitted into the Olympic Games. What do you think about that?
I think it would be amazing, but there's a long way for it to go before it gets there. We need an international body. We need standardised rules and regulations and things like that. But it's definitely a good push in the right direction for the sport, because people, like you said, you think of it as somewhere in a men's club, and it's not anymore.
All right.
That's not what we do.
We'll ask our listeners then what they think, and our Facebook's page will have all the details if you want to take up pole dancing. Thank you, Jacinta.
Thanks very much for having me.
And
Thanks, Jacinta.
Let's do that.